Hey members of the Forge Gaming community, my name is Reed Bruxo, also commonly known as Jay. This is just a small disclaimer before the video to tell you that this is just my personal opinion on the guide that you're about to watch based off of the research that I have done. This is by no means in any way, shape, or form something you have to follow. It's just a suggestion based off of all of the research that I've done. I hope you enjoy it, and I hope it'll help you. Bye. And welcome back from our disclaimer, and we will be starting with the second video in our series, in which we talk about the Marksmanship Hunter. Starting off with all artifact abilities, we gotta start off by actually picking our artifact ability, starting with Wind Burst for the Marksmanship Hunters. Once we have done that, we can start filling in the artifact tree itself, starting with Wind Arrows, which increases the damage dealt by our aim shot by a total of 12%. Now, in this option, we can either go left, going for Legacy of the Windrunners as our first gold dragon, or Call of the Hunter, which, when when your mark shot has a chance to call forth a barrage of wind arrows to strike all vulnerable targets. Or, if you go with Legacy of the Windrunners, aim shot has a chance to coalesce 6 extra wind arrows to also shoot your target. The reason why you want to go for either of those over going for the most important gold dragon, Bullseye, is dependent on your personal preference. In my opinion, due to the fact that going for either an increase in 9% to Sidewinders or multi-shot, or going to a chance of having your true shot be reduced by 30 seconds in order for us to get closer to Bullseye, is my personal opinion the better option. By having the true shot reduced by 30 seconds, it means that I can now instantly go into critical focus, meaning my arcane shot or Sidewinders regenerates 5 additional focus. Now from there, we can go into a defensive ability, which makes so disengage reduces all the damage I take by 10% for 4 seconds. Allowing us at level 9 to get our first gold dragon. So, when you marked shot, your artifact has a chance to call forth a barrage of wind arrows to strike all vulnerable targets. From there, we're going to be going into precision, which increases the critical strike chance of marked shot by 10%. And then from there, we're going to be going into marked for death. So marked shot increases your aim shot critical strike chance against the target by 2% for 10 seconds. For a total of 6% at the end, and then into the most important gold dragon, Bullseye. So when we use an ability, when we damage an ability for a target below 20% health, you gain 3% increased critical strike chance for 6 seconds, stacking up to 30 times. So in total, you are gaining a hell of a lot of critical strike chance as you slowly progress to the end of the boss. This is why Bullseye is the most important, and why we are going the path we're going, because it makes it so that we get a lot of useful talents before we actually get to before we get to Bullseye. Now, from there, we're going to go into Rapid Killing, which makes it so True Shot also increases the critical strike damage we do by a 50%. And then we're going to be moving into Gust of Wind, which reduces the cooldown of Busting Shot by 15%. Now, you can either go to get your third golden dragon, the Legacy of the Windrunners, immediately by going with Windrunner's Guidance, which increases the damage of her mark shot by 9%. Or you can go for Deadly Aim, which increases the critical strike damage dealt by aim shot by 15%, which allows you to make it so that you can get Windrunner, which also which makes the target vulnerable as soon as you use your artifact ability power. Now, due to the fact that Legacy of the Windrunners, the numbers haven't been truly properly tested, in my opinion, it's better off to go with Deadly Aim, so that way you can get Mark of the Windrunner. And then from there, I would honestly go with either whether or not I want to have Healing Shell, or if I want to go with the damage. And in my opinion, I'd be going with the heal, because Healing Shell makes it so that when you use Aspect of the Turtle, you heal for 40% of your maximum health over its duration. So especially on those parts where if you're using Aspect of the Turtle just close to death, you now have 40% of your health as soon as it comes back. Then I would go with Legacy of the Windrunners, and obviously Windrunner's Guidance. And then from there, I would finally go into Called Shot, which makes it so Sidewinders / Multi-Shot has a 10% increase in damage. From there, we can finally start working into Windflight Arrows, which increases the damage we do. As we slowly go into it, we get a base 5% when we put our first point into it, and then when we're finally all said and done, after putting all 20 points in, we have an increased damage of 15%. Now, when it comes to our legendaries, we have a few options. obviously, we have the one that all specs get, which is the Shadowhunter's Voodoo Mask. So we heal 20% of our maximum health whenever we act Feign Death, then heal for an additional 5% of your maximum health every second for 10 seconds afterwards. So, in instances where you feel like you need a hell of a lot of healing, you can go for the Shadowhunter's Voodoo Mask, giving you that extreme burst heal in situations that you feel is necessary. The options we have as Marksmanship Hunters are Ul's Feather Shoes, Zverm's Hunger, and the War Belt of the Sentinel Army. Now, when it comes to the way that these legendaries are designed, the one that I highly recommend for Marksmanship Hunters is the remaining cooldown on True Shot is reduced by 1 second each time you cast a damaging shot, considering you are as much as humanly possible casting abilities as a Marksmanship Hunter, depending on the movement base of the fight, since we already get a 30-second cooldown reduction to True Shot, making it now a 2-minute and 30-second cooldown with our artifact ability almost right away, making it now so that 2 minutes and 30 seconds is reduced constantly by every ability that we do, making it so that we can use True Shot more effectively and making it and giving us a DPS increase. We have the slight RNG chance so that when you use Mark Shot, when the targets are vulnerable, that it will not remove Hunter's Mark. Or, each enemy hit by your multi-shot increases the damage of your next aim shot by 10%, stacking up to 20 times. On fights where you have a lot of AoE, that is an option you can do because it is a waste-based piece, will not have the chance of breaking your set bonus. But overall, in my opinion, the best option for a Marksmanship Hunter is to go with Earl's Feather Snowshoes as the remaining cooldown on True Shot. Just getting that reduced is one of the best options you have as being a Marksmanship Hunter. I hope this guide has helped you, and that you'll give this video a thumbs up, and I'll see you in Legion.